Could Pi Network be on the verge of its biggest comeback yet? The sleeping giant that once touched $3 is now showing signs of life that whales don't want you to see. But here's what most analysts are missing about Pi's next move. What's up, crypto fam? Goldrush here, bringing you the hottest, most lucrative opportunities in the crypto universe before anyone else catches on. If you're looking to stay ahead of the market and catch those massive gains before they happen, you've clicked on the right video. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let's dive into what could be Pi Network's defining moment. In today's video, I'm breaking down exactly why Pi is showing early reversal signs that most traders are overlooking, the specific price levels you need to watch, and the major obstacles that could either send this coin soaring past $1 or crash it back to earth. Stay with me until the end because I'll share my personal strategy for navigating Pi's volatile waters right now. Alright, let's get straight into the juicy stuff. Pi Network is currently trading at $0.7796, up 6% in the last 24 hours. That's a nice little pump that most mainstream crypto media isn't even talking about. But zoom out and you'll see it's still down 38% over the past week and a brutal 70% below its all-time high of $2.99 from February. Here's where it gets interesting though. Trading volume just hit $221 million in the past day, up 0.8%. Now I know what you're thinking, Goldrush, that's not a massive increase. But in Pi's world, this subtle increase actually signals something much bigger brewing beneath the surface. Smart money quietly positioning before the masses catch on. Let's break down the technicals because this is where the real story is happening. The RSI is hovering around 51, which technically signals a neutral trend. But I've been in this game long enough to know that when an RSI stabilizes after a massive drop, it's often the calm before the storm. The momentum indicators and MACD are still showing some selling pressure. No surprise there after such a steep decline. But here's what the paper hands are missing. The 20-day and 30-day moving averages have flipped to buy signals. This is typically the first indicator of a trend reversal, folks. The short-term moving averages like the 10-day EMA and SMA are still on sell, creating that perfect tension point where breakouts often happen. Support is forming around 77 cents, which is exactly where we're trading now. This is make or break territory. If Pi can hold this level and push above 84 cents, we could see a rapid acceleration toward the $1 psychological barrier. I've seen this pattern play out countless times in alt season. Once a coin proves it can hold support after a major correction, the recovery can be explosive. But, and this is a big but, Pi Network isn't your average crypto project. It's facing some serious headwinds that could keep a lid on price action. Let me give you the real talk that other influencers are too afraid to mention. First, the KYC delays since February's mainnet launch have been absolutely brutal. Countless early miners, the very backbone of this community, still can't access their coins. I've been getting DMs daily from frustrated Pi holders who feel like they're watching the party from outside the club. This bottleneck is creating constant selling pressure as those who do get verified immediately dump their holdings. Second, and this is a massive red flag Pi is still missing from Tier 1 exchanges. No Coinbase, no Binance. Sure, you can trade it on Gate.io, Bikit, and OKX, but let's be real, the big money doesn't flow until those major exchange listings happen. The question we all need to be asking is, why haven't these listings happened yet? From my sources and research, it could be related to the third issue, transparency. The Pi Network team has been incredibly tight-lipped about core operations. Remember that $100 million Pi Network Ventures fund they announced with massive fanfare? Where is it? What projects has it funded? This silence is deafening in a market that thrives on information. And finally, despite having a user base that could be as large as 60 million people, Pi Network still lacks real-world utility. I mean, what can you actually do with Pi right now besides trade it? Without dApps, DeFi protocols, and everyday use cases, it's hard to sustain price growth beyond pure speculation. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not a Pi hater. In fact, I see enormous potential here if these issues get addressed. Their community is massive and passionate. Events like Pi Fest show there's genuine enthusiasm that most cryptos would kill for. But passion alone doesn't drive sustainable price action. Delivery does. So where do I see Pi heading next? If it can maintain support above 77 cents and break that 84 cents resistance level I mentioned earlier, we could see a push toward $1. This would likely attract more attention and could create a positive feedback loop driving further gains. However, and I have to keep it real with you, without addressing the core issues of accessibility, exchange listings, and actual utility, any rally might be short-lived. My gut feeling? Pi will test $1 within the next few weeks, but it needs a major catalyst, like a Binance listing announcement or a groundbreaking dApp launch, to push significantly higher. If you're holding Pi, what's your strategy right now? Drop a comment below. Are you buying more at these levels, hodling what you have, or taking profits on the recent bump? Let me know your thoughts. Also, if you found value in this analysis, do your crypto portfolio a favor and smash that like button. It helps the algorithm show this video to more people who need this information before Pi makes its next move. That's all for today's analysis, but the Gold Rush crypto journey doesn't stop here. If you're serious about catching early opportunities in the crypto space, make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on. We're a family here. I share these insights because I want us all to win together in this wild crypto market. Check out my recent video on the top 5 altcoins set to explode in June. Some of them have already started their run, but it's not too late to get in. And remember, while I bring you my honest analysis based on years of experience in the crypto markets, this is not financial advice. Always do your own research and never invest more than you can afford to lose. Crypto is high risk, high reward. That's what makes it exciting, but also potentially dangerous for your portfolio if you don't play it smart. Until next time, this is Gold Rush signing off. Stay profitable, stay ahead of the curve, and I'll see you in the next video.